Latest on Damar Hamlin. He is awake and communicating with visitors after suffering that cardiac arrest on the field Monday night. The Buffalo Bills are calling his improvement remarkable. And Alex Perez is at the University of Cincinnati Medical Center with the latest on his condition. Good morning, Alex.
Hey, good morning, Cecilia. It's hard to overstate just how remarkable Hamlin's recovery has been in just a short amount of time. Doctors say they have every reason to be optimistic. This morning, Damar Hamlin defying odds, a remarkable improvement in his recovery from that terrifying cardiac arrest on the field.
He is beginning to awaken, and it appears that his neurological condition and function is intact.
Doctors calling this a turning point in the 24-year-old's recovery. Not only has Hamlin been able to move his hands and feet, he's using a pen and paper to communicate. The first thing he wanted to know, who won the game?
When he asked, did we win? The answer is yes. Damar, you won. You've won the game of life.
Go ahead and go over to the cot. I don't like how he went down.
We're going to need everybody. All call.
Now, for the first time, we're hearing the dramatic moments as first responders scramble to help in this audio posted by the New York Times.
Come on, bring everybody. We need an airway doctor, everybody.
The Buffalo Bills safety suffering that horrifying collapse on the field after this tackle during Monday Night Football.
Not what any of us want to see, and everybody's around him.
Hamlin's doctors crediting the swift actions of first responders. Medics began resuscitation less than 1 minute after his heart stopped.
To get the return of spontaneous circulation with immediate bystander CPR that was performed well is what has led us to be able to discuss these good outcomes today.
Hamlin now facing a long road ahead. He's breathing with help from a ventilator and still in the ICU. But word of his recovery, a relief for T. Higgins, the Bengals wide receiver Hamlin tackled.
Feels good, just knowing that he's okay, he's doing better, and it makes me feel better inside. So
Hamlin's emotional teammates back at practice, preparing to take the field again Sunday.
Being on that field, you lose sleep, you hurt for your brother. I think putting that helmet back on today was a really good thing for our team. We just keep hearing good news about Damar. It just keeps pushing us forward.
Damar's father spoke to the team, and really his message was the team needs to get back to focusing on the goals that they had set for themselves. Damar would have wanted it that way.
And overnight, the NFL announcing that Monday's suspended game will be canceled. Guys.
Definitely a goal. Okay, Alex, thanks so much. So let's bring in ABC News Chief Medical Correspondent Dr. Jennifer Ashton with more. Okay, doctors say he is still in critical, but we hear that news that he is communicating through writing. They say they're optimistic about his prognosis. What do you make of his progress so far?
I mean, we heard the word remarkable. My medical opinion would be the exact same thing. There are still obviously a lot of hurdles that need to be cleared. But when you hear neurologically intact, that is the best possible outcome that we could hope for in someone who suffered an out-of-hospital cardiac arrest. The next phases will be weaning him off the vent, and then again seeing how he does in terms of his neurologic function, his cardiac function, his pulmonary or respiratory function. But right now, doctors and medical centers are very cautious about giving kind of prognostic, reading the tea leaves. What we heard yesterday was an incredibly good sign.
Great.
What does it mean that the neurological function is intact?
Well, George, when someone is on a ventilator, we have to sedate that person for their comfort and also for their protection. But when you start to see people wake up off the vent, before we lighten up that sedation, that means they have spontaneous movements of their limbs, their extremities, spontaneous eye movements. And then when you take down that sedation and allow them to have a more lucid kind of cognitive function, you hear follow commands, show me 2 fingers, wiggle your toes. You hand them a piece of paper and a pad, and we heard that he was communicating, writing. And then we have a neurologic assessment with reflexes. All those things looking really good.
And we saw him get treatment immediately on the football field. So when you go into cardiac arrest like this, how important are those initial minutes?
Seconds, minutes matter. We saw a full, nothing different than an in-hospital code resuscitation go on that field with likely intubation, oxygen, IV access, defibrillation, early chest compressions. That is a tribute to the medical team on the sidelines that practice these type of resuscitations in their mind and in reality, hoping never to have to do it. They did it, and they saved a life.
All right. Again, thanks very much.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.